Welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be doing something that I'm super excited about. This is the second time I'm recording this, hopefully the last. But this is about beauty and beauty standards, and this video was inspired by Cassie Ho's Blogilates, her research on beauty standards through social media. And what was interesting is that at the end of her video, she took some photos and manipulated them to kind of achieve what the beauty standards was that she found in her research. In her research, she took like 100 of the top female influencers and went through it and saw the common features that they all came up with. And it was like small nose, furrowed lips, heart-shaped face, big boobs, long neck, long hair, big eyes, brown eyes, and all of these things. And it's just super interesting, and it made me start to think about how would I fit into the beauty standards of social media. Do I even meet them? And I also wanted to see how I would look, you know, so I would manipulate at the end of the video some photos that I took to see what the beauty standard version of Diani would be if I wanted to achieve and attain all of the beauty standards that social media kind of gives out. So without any further ado, let's get into it. So what's the first thing I think of when I think of beauty? The first thing that comes to mind when I think of beauty is imperfections. And that's because when I think of what's beautiful on me and on someone else, it's sad that we call it imperfections, but it's just what makes them them. You know, we see freckles as imperfections, curly hair as imperfections, beauty marks as imperfections. But I just feel like those are beautiful aspects and features that someone has on their faces. Like for me, my imperfection would be my big nose. I haven't had a narrow nose, and I remember just being conscious about it growing up, but then now I'm just like, I like my nose, even though it's like not the ideal beauty standard nose, the little button nose. It's just my nose, you know, and it's on my face, and I feel like if I had a different nose, I would look completely different. So yeah, that's the first thing I think of when I think of beauty standards. I mean, beauty, yeah. What does beauty mean to me? Beauty means to me is to be able to be okay in your own skin, is to be able to just relax, sit down, and not have to change anything about yourself. And I think it's very crazy that you would tell someone that they're so vain or full of themselves to not want to change something about themselves, because then that just means they're happy, you know? It doesn't mean that they don't have something that they don't like. It's just being able to not trying to fix everything that's not perfect. And for me, beauty is being able to just relax and hang out and not have to worry about beauty, if that makes sense. My advice on feeling more beautiful, I would say don't think about it. I think we focus too much on a girl feeling beautiful. So I saw this research that they took I think over 1,000 books and scanned it to see how they described women versus how they described men. And for women, they found that, and this was nonfiction and fiction books. So the research found that for women, they use more adjectives like beautiful, lovely, sexy to describe women. And those are more descriptions for body features. Whereas for men, they found that the adjectives like rational, brave, and just were used more often. And this just kind of shows that women tend to worry about their appearances, and so does society, because in books and literature, it's more often said that it's more important for the girl to look pretty than anything else. Whereas for men, they just have to worry about behavior. As I've grown and now I'm 28, feel like I don't stay too much on the topic of beauty, not because it makes me uncomfortable, but it's just not where my headspace is right now, if that makes sense. So yeah, my advice, if you want to feel more beautiful, don't worry about being beautiful. You are beautiful, and that's just a fact, you know. There isn't anything else you can do. You just being there is beautiful. What is a beauty standard? A beauty standard is a concept. I think it's super important for girls to keep in mind, women, that it's a concept made up by men and women, and it's just an idea of what they're selling, and that this is what is pretty to these certain people. But now I think we have such a advantage, and I think it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool era to be in, that we are able to influence what we think is pretty and or what we think is beautiful. And I think it's social media, you gotta give it up. It could be good and bad, because it does make you more prone to compare yourself to more people that you know, and that makes it maybe worse and making you feel worse, because now it's not just celebrities that look this beautiful, but now it's just peers, you know, and that kind of could be harmful for girls growing up and maturing, thinking like, wow, why is this girl in my class so gorgeous and I'm over here like, I don't know, not at all gorgeous. So I think when it comes to beauty standards, you are the person that makes your own beauty standard, and don't try to follow someone else's beauty standard. Look at yourself and be like, I am the beauty standard for me, because this is all I can do. Unless you start changing yourself, and that's a different topic. But yeah, beauty standards is a risky business, and just love yourself, and that's the standard you should have.